Hello and welcome to Chip Off the Old Block Toys. I'm Jeff and today I have a very exciting review for you. What we have set number 10332. It is the Medieval Town Square. It was released on March the 1st of 2024 and I just got around to building it. The reason why this is an exciting build is not only the building's exciting because you've got 1, 2, tree and some stands, you got a lot here. I've got 4 other sets that are medieval. Not necessarily castle, although one of them is a castle. Medieval. So let's go ahead and let's jump into the review. If you guys have not seen my channel before, this will not be a review. If you have seen it, will be. So what I do is I'll give you the dimensions of each of the things, and then I will tell you a little bit about the minifigures, if there is information available. This time there is. And then from there, from 0 to 10, 0 being the worst, 10 being the best, I will evaluate value, creativity, playability, ease of build, and part out value for the set. And then the 6th ranking I give you is the average of those scores, just to give you an idea of what the heck I think of this. So without further ado, hit the like button and subscribe if you feel like I've earned your subscription, and please make sure you're still subscribed if you have before. Recently, I just noticed about 3 or 4 of my channels I subscribed to, I was no longer subscribed to, and I did not unsubscribe. So YouTube does it on a semi-regular basis, so please just double check. Alright, let's jump into this review. So let's start off with the largest building first. This building here, it's a stable slash house kind of thing, and it measures 11.5 inches this way, 9 inches this way, and it's 7 inches tall. For my friends on the metric system, that's 29 centimeters by 23 centimeters by 18 centimeters. This next piece is the inn. It does have a watchtower to it. It's kind of weird, but it does have the slit here for the archery guy to shoot his arrows. And this thing is 7.5 by 7 by 9, all the way to the top here, inches tall. On the metric system, that equates to 18 by 19 by 23 centimeters. And the last piece that I'm going to give you the dimensions on is the tree. This tree obviously has not been pruned very well over time, but that's okay. This is the medieval times. They probably didn't know much about that. And this tree is 10 centimeters by 13 centimeters by 13 centimeters. On the imperial system, that's 4 by 5 by 5 inches. And there are some other pieces to this set. We have a very simple stand, like a market stand. They're selling some cheeses. We've got this cart that looks like it's driven by a person and not an animal. We have this guy here. I'm not sure what that is. We have a place for people to write stuff. We have this snazzy little chair. We've got this woodcutters thing along with this, which, by the way, I just noticed on the sticker kind of looks like, oh, he's making a chair. Kind of look like a bomb. Okay. And then we got this guy here where the lady's painting on the thing, and that comes next. So let's review the minifigures for the set. So here we have the female carpenter, we have the female innkeeper, we have the lion's knight male, he's the guard for the tower on the inn. We have the peasant boy. We have the queen's tax collector, and he comes with a weapon here, and that's pretty serious. I think he's pretty serious about your tax rate, and you better pay up. And then here we have the shield smith female. She likes to paint them as well as build them. We've got the tapestry weaver, and we've got Wolfpack here. And I don't know if he defends the tower, I don't know what he does, but there is a archer slot window thing, so maybe he's part of that. As far as the value goes, this set retails for $229.99. It has 3,304 pieces and 8 minifigures. It does come with 18 stickers, but that comes out to 7 cents even per piece. That's an excellent value, especially with, you know, as we know, Legos had a 25% increase about 2 years ago now. So getting something that's less than 12 cents is a pretty good deal. Sometimes you find them as low as 10, but 7 is just great. Because of stickers, I'm going to give it a value of 9 out of 10. Not a bad value. It's actually really good. And as far as creativity, well, let me tell you about this set before I tell you what the score is. Well, the tree's really interesting. There's some wanted posters here, and you've got the tree itself with some greenery on it, different color greenery. You got a frog, you got a little bit of running water, looks like a lily pad, and a mushroom, and another mushroom. Now, I don't know if these are psychedelics or not, don't really care. But I do know one thing, if you eat Legos, you'll crap bricks, so don't do it. And let's go move on to the house. The house I really like. The house comes complete with kind of a barn looking thing, and the one thing that Lego did with this that I really like is in the design itself, it splits 3 ways. So you can get inside this, which playability does come next, but that adds to the playability quite a bit because you can get into it. So if you look at this thing, well, first of all, you've got this overhang that I like. You've got the dark green tree. I love the windows and the little shutters. I like the straw roofs here. Now, the Lion's Night Castle was the first set that I noticed this sort of thing in it, the straw roof, and we're gonna, you know, actually bring that on. It's one of the ones we're comparing it to. And I also like how they did the brown over here instead, and that's the stick bundle one. I like the smokestack with the curved, it's supposed to be a longhorn cow's horn, but instead they use it as smoke. I think it's great. I love, and I mean I love, this little bee thing right here. You know, you got a little beehive, you got a little garden going on here, and they picked some vegetables already. They put a bee on the flower here. You got a little water bucket, more garden over here, and if you open this side, it's like a little shop because it's got like a little tapestry little thing right here inside. You got where he's making the tapestry, a little kitchen over here, and over here. And this building's the main door, and it's got one of those foldable ladders that does drop down. Now, I don't remember how to do it. I apologize. But you also have this guy here, and this here. Well, it operates the crane on this side, which I failed to show you on that side, and I apologize. I'll show it to you in a second. And then over on this side, we have a chair and a little thing, a little like kitchen area again, like a dining room area, and you got a door here, and you've got one of the famous goats. This is not the expensive goats, but it does come with a goat along with a watering trough, and of course squirrels are always getting into stuff, and it's no exception here. We've got a squirrel here, we've got a tree here, we've got a fence that's stick built. I really like that. Let's turn this thing around so you can see what I'm talking about here with the little, you got this little crane looking thing right here, and if you move this, it actually moves it up, and basically, oh, that's what does it. That's what drops the ladder. Okay, yeah, this little lever right here. Anyway, that's one building. Let's go to the inn. I really like the inn. You've got the straw roof, which I like. More straw roof over here. You got the smokestacks again with the longhorns on there. You've got this tower here, a lookout tower. You've got a little bit of greenery here, a little greenery here, a little greenery here. I like the built-in staircase. I like the inn sign. And on this side, you've got like the advertising for it, like the cobblestone here, the torches. It all looks great. I love the stripes in the building over. Well, actually, this part has the stripes too, like medieval buildings do. And then the red here. This is all brick built. This is not stickers. This is not printed. This is brick built. I really like it. And of course, this thing does open up inside to reveal the inn. And you know, here you go. You got the inn right here where you first walk in. You got the desk. You've got where they have some dinner up here. You've got a bed here, and they got a bed here. So it's the 2-room inn, kind of small. And you got a little blacksmith shop here. It looks like there's a little bit of paint going on here. So you've got quite a bit in these 2 buildings. And boy, this did take a while to build, by the way. And also for creativity, we've got this tree, and I've already gone over the tree. And then we're going to go over here, the little cheese stand. You got pretzels, you got a croissant, you got a bunch of different cheeses here. I like that. You've got this cart, which is human driven, which I like that. It's got a little bit of hay on there in a barrel. You got this guy here. You got one of these snazzy chairs, and I guess this is supposed to be a lathe or something. the woodcutter, and you've got the woodcutter storage area here with complete with a printed log here. And then you got the person that paints the things, and then you got a money bag here. So everything you've got here, the creativity, I can't give anything less than a 10, and I don't want to. This is a wonderful creativity. I love a lot about it, all the detail. I love the colors. I mean, it's just great. And playability, it's definitely a 10. I mean, with having the buildings that you have, 8 figures, and all these little extra things, I mean, it's there. Plus, you know, having the Lion's Knight's Castle helps out too, because that adds to this. And I like having the castle. And the older castles, I have a bunch of them. In fact, I've told you before that if Lego would have continued the castle line, it'd probably be one of my top favorites, because it was back in the 80s, back when I was a kid, in the 70s when that stuff was coming out. I have a lot of them. I have the older ones, but these newer ones where they're more brick built than panels, I like them, and this is a great theme. So playability is a 10. Ease of build, well, there are 2 booklets here. And there has to be. I mean, there's 3,304 pieces, and there's 447 steps. So there's quite a few pieces per step, about 8 pieces per step, which is kind of a lot. But I mean, with a build like this and a bunch of small pieces in the detail, you kind of expect it, but it does make the build harder. And please keep in mind that I do try to keep this ease of build rated for my granddaughter, who's almost 6, and I think she'd have a really tough time putting this together. An adult probably wouldn't. There are some parts that are tricky, but not really. So I'll give the ease of build a 6 out of 10. Part out value, I'll give it a 9. The only reason I won't give it a 10 is because with all these roofing pieces and how many there are, unless you're building another medieval village, it is hard to use these colors. If you have white, you can do snow on a roof and that kind of stuff, but this can only be pretty much a roof. So I'll give that a 9. And if you average everything I just said, overall this is an 8.8 out of 10, this set. And that's a really, really good value for this thing. So I promised I'd bring some other things on. So let me go ahead and bring on another set. And this particular set is an older one. It's from 2009. And let's look at it. This one here is called the Medieval Market. It's set number 10193. Released in 2009, 1,568 pieces and 8 minifigures. So this set here, it is older. I do like the newer ones a little bit better because the details are just a little bit more. But then again, Lego's come out with more pieces since then, so that's to be expected. So I mean, I'm not rating this one. I'm just kind of comparing it and giving you an idea of what other sets there are out there that are close to this theme that make it the playability very high. This one here does have a sign here, as well as these things do split open, and I don't want to break it, so you have the choice. And look at that, I say I don't want to break it, and well, it's already broken, guys. I can't believe that. Let's just attach this real quick, this door. Well, I'm not, it doesn't want to. Here's another inn that we have, and I like the sign, I like the smokestack here. We do have a staircase to get to the top over here, and we also have a door that does not want to stay on. It might be broken, this is really old. And we've got a little bed up here for an inn. We have a tree here. This tree looks like it's in a little bit better shape than the other one. And then here we have a blacksmith shop. And the blacksmith shop, the number one thing that I like about this particular blacksmith shop, and I think you'll like it too, is the fact that, well, let me open it up first. Okay, so when you turn this wheel, the hammer hits and tries to forge this sword that's being built in there. I think that's a really cool feature on that. And again, I like the front. I like how it has the striping to it like these older buildings did. I also like the fact that it has the signs on here for the horse stable here, and over here the blacksmith and the water wheel. And then on the inside we've got this really cool stove that does connect to the chimney. I think that's pretty cool. And we have a little eating area up here. So this is just the first set, and I started with the oldest one. So let's move on to the next one, which is also a favorite of mine because it is a castle themed, and I like it because, you know, we have the actual castles, but I like the fact that Lego's coming out with the village part, because the castle is not the only part of medieval times. Yes, that's the fortress, but what about the surrounding villages, or sometimes the buildings within the castle? So let's move on to the next one. And the next one is from 2011. Now, I said we were going to move on to another set. I misspoke because I left out a very, very large part of the medieval market, and that is the market itself. Now, this particular set, we've got a stand, we've got a sign telling you how much things cost. She's selling flowers, fish, apples, and a carrot. And also, we've got a little armory. We've got 2 soldiers. And now Disney didn't know they were part of this, but they are. We've got 3 ducks, and that's Huey, Louie, and Dewey. Just kidding. We have a mouse, and we've got a cart here, and we've got a table with a full turkey, some bread slices, some cheese, and I don't know what that red stuff is. Hopefully it's edible. And then we got a treasure chest, and then my favorite part of this set is actually the 2 cows. And I believe this was the first set that Lego had these kind of cows, and maybe there were some brick built cows in the past, I don't remember, but this is the first time I remember seeing an actual cow being an animal. So now that we're done with that, let's move on to the Mill Village Raid, which was set number 7189, released in 2011. The Mill Village Raid is a cool set. Again, this is before they had the pieces for the straw hat and the straw roofs, so they instead just used hand pieces, which is okay. I mean, things evolve over time. And being that it's 2011, this thing's 13 years old now. They do have a little weather thing up here. It looks like in the form of a duck who looks like he's made out of steel, so you don't want to mess with him. I don't know of any natural predators for chickens that are made out of steel or tin. I don't know of any, like I said. But anyway, back to the set itself. This is pretty cool. We do have this little basket right here. The roof does, in fact, open up so we can get to it. And up here we do have a pig, and we've got some hay here. Down here we have another goat. And we've got some chickens down in here. And actually we got 2 goats. I don't know if these are the expensive goats or not, but here they are. And I think they're pretty cool. And I think I've told you guys that I have a sister that has goats. And so there you go. We've got a little thing that drops here so you can get in there. And then we got the doors that open up here. We've got a couple soldiers here that are up to no good, because like I said, this is a raid. I guess they're looking for the tax collector didn't get paid. I don't know. And that was from the other set. But then we have the windmill itself. And the windmill itself is pretty simple. And it's got a little door here to get inside, and it does have a gear inside. So anyway, you're supposed to go like this, and it's supposed to move. We've got a horse cart. We've got a dog who kind of reminds me of my dog right now, because my dog is part Malamute German Shepherd, and that looks like a Malamute Husky. So anyway, it looks pretty cool. Let's move on to the next set, which is the Medieval Blacksmith. The Medieval Blacksmith was released in 2021, 3 years ago, I guess now, and it's set number 21325, 2,144 pieces and 4 minifigures. Now, this set here, I built this on my channel, or I did a review, I can't remember, but there is a video on this when it came out. I got it right when it came out. In fact, I think it was February 1st that came out. Anyway, I remember standing in line to get it, that's for sure. Now, this particular set, I really like. It's modular. That has its plus and minuses. It's got its pluses because you can very simply take, and of course if I don't wreck it, you can just take this off, and then this guy here also comes off. Oh, there we go. I thought I was going to make a liar out of me. The only bad thing is when you have this thing stored above your head and you forget that it's modular and you pick it up by the bottom, the top wants to wobble and fall off and break into a million pieces, and you can't find some of them. And yes, that is a true story. That's what happened to me. And I spent a couple hours this morning putting it back together. But anyway, it actually broke before I moved. I moved almost 2 years ago. I just basically put it in a large bag and didn't get to it till this morning because I wanted to add it to the review. So this particular set, I really like it. It's brick built. There's not many panels, there's not many big pieces. I like it. You got a blacksmith here. He's got this little thing where you know, you're supposed to squeeze it to get air in the fire to make it hotter, and when you do, it does indeed light up. And you got the blacksmith armory here. You got some hammers here. Over on this side, he's got a little bit of greenery, some garden going. On this side, you got the steps to go up. You've got a tree that looks like some people did some really poor pruning over the years. And you've got a wood stack in here, underneath here. And then on this level, what you have is you got a sign for the blacksmith. You've got his chimney. You've got a house up here. There is a door, and it is brick built. It is not just a one-piecer. I like those. You got 2 chairs in here. You've got a table, and yeah, like I said, the chimney where they're cooking is there too. So this gets put on here very gently. So there you go. And then next you have the top level to this. And the top level, again, this I think is a poor design because these just kind of fit on here, which these like to slide off a lot because of that. But you know, I'm not here to critique this set. I actually think the set is pretty cool in the detail, minus the fact that these, well, see, I said it was hard to come off, or easy to come off, and of course now it's making a liar out of me. So anyway, believe me, it does slide off pretty easily though, because it's just gravity held on there, and this already broke. Okay, so what do we have here? We have the chimney, and we got the 2 smokestacks. We've got a window. I love the window. I love these tiles here, like little slate or something here. And then on the inside here, we've got this bear rug. Very ingenious. I love the fact that they did that, and I could see some guy bragging about it and being like, yes, I killed a bear, you know, because back then they didn't have a gun, you know, they used the bow and arrow, hatchet, whatever, so it was a slow and painful death. And well, it could have been their slow and painful death that they didn't win. So I like that. I love this bed. I like the fact that it has all the detail. I love the brick, different tiles here. I love the pillows. I love a lot about this. I like this little desk where he writes, his treasure chest that he is definitely trying to protect. Now that we've done this set, let's do one more, and let's go over the Lion's Knight's castle. So here we have my favorite castle of all time. Now, before that, it was probably the Black Falcon's Fortress, which came out in the early 80s. However, with this brick built instead of the panels, it has a lot more detail. And to be fair, I mean, Lego has come out with plenty of new pieces and colors since the Black Falcon's Fortress. So really, not a fair comparison, but I do like this castle better. This is set number 10305, released in 2022, 4,392 pieces and 22 minifigures. Now, I do have the minifigures. I'm just not going to show them because, you know, there's just so much. There is one thing that it does come with, though, that I do want to show you, and that is not the guy riding the cows behind. That is the cow, or the oxen here, which I do like the animal. So there you have it. But let's go over this castle. This castle is really awesome. It does indeed have a water wheel here, and it does move something on the inside. I don't know what, I don't remember. It does have this tower, the straw roof. It's also got, on this side, we've got the staircase here that leads to this, and this does move up, but this does close to keep the bad guys out. And it's an iron gate, so it's really hard to get through. And we've also got the front keep, which I really do like as well. The front keep, let's see, how do we... I used to know how to do this, guys, but it has been so long since I've done this. Because I built this 2 years ago, it looks like. Almost 2 years ago. But this does open up. And boy, on the inside, there is a heck of a lot to this set. So, let's show you the inside. Now, it did fall apart a little bit. And Let's do this here. Okay. So on the inside of the castle, we have an armory. We also have a dungeon here. We also have a little market here, which is hard to see. And we've got some other things here. Here again, you have the water wheel. I really like this set. This is, like I said, one of my favorites. And, well, you do this and it locks, and then you go like that and it goes down. So it's a really cool castle. It does have a heck of a lot to it, and I really wish that I remembered how to do this, but it just doesn't. I don't know. You would think that with the thing going up that this would go down, and I thought that's what it's supposed to do, but you know something, it might have gotten disconnected as it's been moved many times and it's been a couple years. Anyways guys, let's go ahead and see everything all together. So here you guys go. This is 5 sets. And as you see here, you can make quite the village with all of these, which is why I really like this theme. But the original set that I reviewed today, set number 10332, the Medieval Town Square, this is it. This is it, and then the tree that's kind of hidden because there is simply not enough space on this table. I hope you guys have enjoyed this review and the effort I put into this. And if you have, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on all notifications, and also leave me a comment below. Tell me if you like this video, tell me if it's just meh, or tell me if you hate it. It's okay. I can take the criticism, so please let me know. Also, if you want to help the channel, here's a couple different ways. The first thing you can do is make a donation by heading over to PayPal. There's a link in the description. Anything is welcome. Or you can head over to Bricklink, also a link in the description. I have a store called the Chip Off the Old Block Toys, and if you need pieces for your builds, head there first, please. If I have it, buy it from me, because all proceeds go towards the channel. And not only does it go through buying new sets, it goes towards the shop, fixing that up, and going towards the city. So I appreciate it. But I understand that not everyone has the means to support financially, and if you don't care. That's totally fine. Here's 2 more ways to help that don't involve money. The first thing you can do is watch another video right after this one. If you watch 2 videos or 3 videos in a row, it triggers the algorithm, so please do it. And the algorithm is triggered to push this out to a wider audience. So in a way, you're being my marketing department. And also, speaking of marketing department, please, if you find yourself on other social media platforms where people like Legos, please share a link to this or any of my other videos on those platforms and let people know that we're here and that this channel is awesome. All right, guys, be good to each other, stay safe out there. And my next video will either be a city update or the Snow White and 7 Dwarfs cottage, where I will have some other Disney sets to compare it to.